Okay, Sony headphones. Let's talk about this. You all know the MDR-V6. I even did a repair video on these about 6 months ago. Kind of a standard headphone, but you may not know about the MDR-CD900ST, which on the surface looks similar, but is quite different, and we'll get to that. Second thing second, I have a GoPro recording this. I have not been that happy with the output of it so far. I think this is like the third or fourth time I tried recording it. I've gone back to my other Fuji cameras, my Nikon cameras. The thing is, this is just so easy to do a top-down view with, and I have to have this like whole rigmarole to do it with the big DSLRs and mirrorless cameras. So if the video quality isn't quite up to my usual specifications, I apologize. I'm working on it. I'm still learning what all the stuff with this camera does, and how to get it to really mess with the video as little as possible. So my apologies on that. Please bear with me while I learn. So with that kind of out of the way, let's get back to the headphones. These MDR-V6s are like the old standby. They've been around since the 80s. It was my first real pair of headphones about 15 years ago. If you watch any old TV show and they want to be like, you know, oh, these guys are in a recording studio, they're probably using this, or the little brother called the MDR-7506, which is essentially the same headphone, more or less. These are a different animal altogether. These are only available in Japan. They're made in Japan. These are made in Thailand. At some point, I've run across some information that says that the MDR-V6s were made in Japan at the beginning of the run. They aren't anymore. These are Japanese market only. You cannot get these in the United States or Europe or anywhere else, which is strange to me. I don't know why. Anyway, they're kind of popular in Japan. A little bit different. You got some gold embellishment here on the headband, whereas on the other ones you only got silver. And you've got this little silver plastic ring here around the earphones driver, and here there is none. But that's really kind of the end of the physical differences. Appearance-wise, there is some functional physical differences. Probably the first things that attracted me to these years ago was this like parlor trick they do where they fold up, because I was like a student at the time and I was like, that's great for sticking in a backpack, and you get a much smaller package there. These do not fold. They have the hinges, they have the slots for the hinges there, but no hinges to actually fold on. I don't know if they made a model of these that folded at one time and just took it out, what the logic is, I don't know, but they don't do it. Now, functionally different also is the cable. The MDR-V6 has a coiled cable, about a mile long, more than you need, and it ends in a 1/4 inch big dingus, but you can unscrew the big dingus and get a 1/8 inch little dingus plug that you can use on your laptop. Both of these are 64 ohms or thereabouts, I think 64, 68, so they can both be driven by a laptop relatively easily. You do need an adapter for this one because it just has the big 1/4 inch dingus. You can replug this. It looks fairly easy to do, but it doesn't have the screw off tip like the V6s and the 7506 does. It is only the big, the big stereo, I'm not kidding around, jack. Man, that is a satisfying thing. That's something you don't get with Bluetooth. Bluetooth, you just get like a beep when it connects. You don't get this big, solid click. I like that. Anyway, so that's kind of some of the differences between the two, appearance-wise. Sound-wise, they could not be more different. People call these flat sometimes. People are wrong. The MDR-V6 have some sibilance in the treble, and they're also kind of heavy on the bass, if you ask me. These still have bass. The 900STs still have bass. I mean, they're closed back. Closed back headphones kind of by their nature are bassy. Don't you go to sleep on me there. They are, but they have mids. You can hear things, vocals and stuff, really easily in this that you cannot hear in the V6s. The drivers are very much differently. The porting on the headphone is different. You can see it's got a much bigger port compared to these little tiny holes in the V6s. Again, why are these not available? Sony, why can't I buy these in America? Why did I have to go to eBay, find a really nice Japanese seller who would sell me these and ship them to America? Why? Why can't I buy these? I want to know. I'm just going to listen to some here. These lend themselves a lot better to acoustical music than the V6s do. You know, you can listen to anything on them. I'll put my watch band down, but they are these lend themselves more to acoustical stuff than the V6s. I'm gonna try. This is a band called the Magpies, UK kind of folk band. Their album Tidings, Foss Island. You know, you can kind of hear the sound a little. Yeah, that's. You can hear the little vibrations in the fiddle. Another one of their songs here, literally called Balls to the Wall. I recommend this album if you don't have it. Yeah, boom, dude. There's a little kick. It's a little kick drum in there that is over here, so it lives over here somewhere, and you can pick it up in these headphones. You know, these, you know, you can hear the kick drum, but they're just kind of there. These, you're like, it's about 2 o'clock. It's nice. These do have some staging. Anyway, fun fact, I learned about the Magpies band from the City Skylines soundtrack, so, you know. And I bought their CD. Anyway, so more detailed, more staging. They aren't perfect. They still have the same design flaw as the V6s. This exposed wiring, I'm assuming after about 7 to 10 years is going to start to deteriorate. There is another new version of this headphone in this line called the M1ST. I don't have that one because that's another Japanese only one. It's a little bit more expensive than this one, and I'd have to import it. But it doesn't have the exposed wire, and it has a detachable cable. Detachable cables are not a deal breaker for me. I don't tend, even on my headphones that have detachable cables, I don't tend to unplug them just to save wear and tear on the jacks. You know, my Sennheisers and the Philips and stuff, I tend to just leave a cable plugged into them. It's not a big deal to me. You know, your mileage may vary. Don't hate me. Anyway, oh, the amp, I guess I should say. I'm driving this with a Mika Origin G2. I'm on the negative 10 dB setting, which is why I'm up at about halfway on the pot there. This is a good little amp, USB and optical. I needed something that I can drive USB through a laptop and then optical through my desktop, and that's why I have that. It's not a perfect amp. If you get down, reason why I use minus 10 dB a lot, 1, not to overdrive the headphones, 2, if you get down here below about quarter volume, it has some balance issues, so you really need to get up in this range here for it to straighten out. But this is a good little obtainable amp for people, and it's also got the big dingus plug on it. I mean, I just like doing that. Oh, that's so satisfying. But it's an okay amp. I'm trying to be the approachable audio person. I don't want to, you know, show up with like $700 in amps, you know, that's cheap, and headphones and stuff, and have people think they have to spend a lot of money. This is a really cheap, affordable setup for most people. So, yeah, what do I think? Are these worth it? So these are about $180 before shipping from Japan. And that's about what, if you were to show up in Tokyo and try to buy these, that's what they would cost on the shelf. I don't know what that translates into yen. What is it, about 100 yen? So that would be like, what, 18? Oh gosh, can I math on my own here? Would that be about 18,000 yen? Something like that? I'd have to... when you're on camera, you lose about 20 IQ points. I don't remember the exact conversion. These are about 75 to 100 US dollars, depending on where you can get them. Well, maybe not these anymore because they quit making the V6s. Now it's all the 7506, but it's the same headphone, and I don't at me, they are the same headphone. So that, you know, you're looking at double the price roughly. It's worth double the price. These are just so much better at sound than these are. These still have their advantages though. If you are dealing with a more mobile setup, you have to do field recording or something like that, these do this parlor trick where they fold up, and the cable, you know, you put on top of it, shove it in your bag, you're good to go. These are also, I know from experience, these are really durable. I hold those everywhere for over a decade, and they still work just fine. You know, these, you know, aren't going to go into a bag so easily. These are going to live on a desk probably. Yeah, especially after you have to go through the trouble importing them from Japan, you're probably going to be a little bit more careful with them. I know I am. Another thing, these ear pads are not stock. Those are these things here. Sorry for the little bit of lotion grease on the laptop there. But these are the default pads, and these are terrible. Look at how thin they are. That's not because I've used them a lot and they're smushed. I used these for maybe a week. That's how they came out of the box. They are like thin little Japanese futons. You know, the driver is metal. The housing on the driver is metal and pokes out a little bit. And when I got these, it was still sort of winterish here, and we have static electricity issues in my house. And the driver would actually shock my ear through these because it was so like right on top of it. I don't know who thought these were a good idea. I don't know if these were a cost-saving measure. I don't know, you know, if too much sake was involved. I don't know. Anyway, my first attempt at putting new pads on these is my go-to for the V6s and 7506s is the brainwave pads. Okay, I'm back after waking the computer back up. It went to sleep. I need to remember to disable that. But so these were not good. I tried these, and these were my first attempt at repadding it. And the main thing, and I still like these for the 7506, is that you can see how much thinner this material is here on the stock pad and how much thicker the brainwaves pads are. They really did affect the sound, I think. They really did cut out some of the mids and stuff. So I don't like these for the CD900STs. I'm more of, let me see if I can get them out here. You know, spend a little extra. These are about $40. Get the Odysee ST Pad 2 LR. They come in new colors. Not only, they've got this cool like red and blue markers for left and right. Also from Japan. I recommend these. They are so much more comfortable. These things are so soft. If you've never had a Odysee pad, these are just, I don't know how they got them this soft. They have the thinner material over the driver, which is what you want for these. And the nice thing is they're good, you know, if we're gonna rip off Zeos, let's do it right here. They're a good 3-knuckle pad. So they actually sit over your ears. These sit on top of your ears, which adds a little bit more spacing, adds a little bit more comfort, adds a little bit more staging too, but they don't really affect the overall like sound signature. Yeah, so pads are a winner. Even if you just have these V6s or 7506s, these will fit those as well. These pads will. Get them. They'll change your life. I recommend them. Best $40 you'll spend. They are a little hot. You're probably not going to use these outside on a sunny day. All closed back headphones are a little hot. With these pads, these are really hot. It's just the nature of the beast. You're going to want something lighter for that kind of situation. But for listening, plugging into your hi-fi and listening, these are great. I use these a lot for editing audio for these videos, and I mean they're so nice. Let me listen to some more music here. Let's see. Yeah, Cowboy Bebop soundtrack, Spooky Dokie, and this has a harmonica in it. Yeah, so there's a harmonica at the start of this song where the player inhales, and through good headphones, you could hear him. You could hear him inhale through each thing. You can hear him kind of tapping a little bit. I mean, yeah, so that's really good. That's like kind of a mark of a good headphone when I can pick that out of that song. Really quite good. I like listening to music through these. Again, it's not that these are bad, I just like these better. These are still okay. These do have more bass. If you're a bass head, if you're an M50X fan, probably you'll like these better, the V6s over the CD900ST. If you are a detail listener and like to find the little bits of chocolate in the ice cream of music, these are the ones to have. If you're doing editing, these are the ones to have. They're closed back, so they're good for gaming. You know, if you've got like a gaming laptop that's screaming at the top of its lungs, these will block that out. They also will keep roommates and stuff from listening in on what you're listening. I'm not going to judge there. Anyway, recommend. Secondary review, recommend these pads. If you don't have a set of these and you don't need the collapsible kind of form factor, I would save up a few more pennies and buy one of these. I'll link to the store in the description where I bought these from on eBay. I highly recommend that seller. Very professional, very quick shipping. Yeah, I would save up and get these instead. These are probably the best Sony headphones that I've listened to. I haven't heard the M1STs. Maybe I'll get those someday in the future. But different league, different ballpark. This is playing checkers. This is playing chess, as far as I'm concerned. All right. Well, I hope you learned something from that. One other thing I forgot to mention is the packaging. This is the OEM packaging for the CD900ST. It is a brown box with a cereal bag inside. See, it's got Japanese on it there and everything. It's quite the contrast, and I've got a picture of this, but the MDR-V6's packaging was like this fake velour thing stapled to cardboard. This, these were, had a very pompous presentation, in the box. These are very simple, straightforward, despite costing more. So it makes me think, the extra money actually went into this instead of marketing. It's interesting anyway, but it doesn't bother me. I'm not one for fancy packaging unless it's something I can reuse, like the Sennheiser packaging, where it actually makes a good case for the headphones. But that's great. It's easily recyclable and stuff. So just an interesting aside. Okay, onward to some channel business. First things first, I've had some questions if I have like a Patreon or something like that. I don't plan on making this a job. I have a job and it pays and gives me health insurance for the time being. I really don't want to complicate this any and keep it fun. As soon as money changes hands, the feeling changes. I feel, you feel obligated to do certain things, and I kind of want to make videos about what I want to make videos about. The other side of it is I don't want to deal with the taxes and stuff and associated. My state's really bad about small business things. It's not really easy to make a little money on the side in my state, and the federal government's not that hard to deal with. My state government, though, I've tried to run a small business, and it's just, unless you're making more than like 10 grand a year on it, it's just not worth it trying to stay above board. So if you do feel the need to, if my videos have tickled you in the happy spot and you want to donate to something, please donate to the EFF. They're a good organization that I support and I'm a member of, and I think they do important work right now, especially with the prevalence of tech companies and things locking you out of your own devices, taking your data and stuff like that, government spying on citizens and things like that. They do work fighting that. Tell them I sent you, or don't tell them I sent you, I don't care. But if you feel the need to donate to something, that's an organization I support and can get behind. The other side of that is I'm not a YouTube partner. I get zero ad revenue off of any of this. Don't watch the ads on these videos. Don't give Google any money. Install uBlock Origin on Firefox. I think it's available for Chrome too. Actually, quit using Chrome. But just don't waste your time with the ads. Click off of them. Option number 2, which is better, watch these videos on Odysee. I post these videos on Odysee about, don't go to sleep on me again. about a day earlier than I do on YouTube. And there's a link in my profile to my Odysee page. I may set up my own PeerTube instance at some point in the future. I haven't gotten around to that yet, but I'm going to try to push off of Google. I don't like Google a lot. I'm going to try to, decouple, and if I can shut down my Google account entirely, which means getting rid of YouTube, that would be fantastic. So, check out Odysee. Like I said, the kind of the candy I'm dangling in front of your face there is that you'll get the videos a couple days early. But other than that, just don't let the bastards grind you down. And keep on keeping on. If you like the headphone videos, you're in luck. I've got more coming. If you don't like the headphone videos, you're in luck. I've got keyboard videos. We're gonna have more photography videos. We're gonna have Linux videos. I've got some other stuff in the works too. It's kind of, the motto here is everybody wins. Maybe not everybody. If you like, I don't know, yodeling, underwater basket weaving, or lunar masonry, maybe you don't really win on this channel. I'm not going to do any videos about stuff like that, but this is a variety hour, we'll call it. So again, thanks for watching. Links in the description to several things. C-Muse is the music player I'm using, which is, if you're wondering about that, I also have a video on how to use that. Links to Premium Japan eBay store in the description. And thanks for watching, and I will see you in the not too distant future. Goodbye.